give you $50.
I'm an old fool who's so cool. If you want to get down, I'm going to show you the way. There it is. Let me hear you say.
And there it is, 5,000 seats, standing room for another 145,000 people. Grant Park is filling up. It's a little gray out there, though, today.
Yeah, but everybody's seeing red and black, the colors of our forever champion, Chicago Bulls. Good morning, everybody. Or good afternoon, everybody. I'm Larry Potash.
And I'm Sonia Gann. Today's the official Bulls celebration in Chicago, and we are bringing it to you live.
The WGN team is out in full force. Roseanne Tejas is working the crowd. Hi, Roseanne.
Hi, I'm Roseanne Tejas out at Old Center Field, where the fans have been waiting for hours through rain and now shine for a ferocious party to start. I understand Rich King has an even better spot. Rich?
This is Rich King live in the pit area here at Grant Park. The celebration is about to begin. We'll take a look back at the Bulls' amazing success story coming up.
All right, thanks a lot, Rich. Right now, let's check in with Joni Lum. She's at the Fairmont Hotel. What's going on over there, Joni?
Hi, Sonia. Hi, Larry. This is the first stop for Michael Jordan on his way over to the Bulls rally. He's picking up another award. I'll have that story coming up.
All right, thank you, Joni. And now your hosts for the Forever Champions Rally, Dan Roan and Allison Payne. Hi, guys.
All right, we're going to check in with them in just a minute. There they are. Hi, Allison. Hi, Dan.
Here with them,
Working
all
on
these
some,
incredible
there we
fans
go.
behind us. Dan, what's your guess? Thousands and thousands of people here this morning.
Well, maybe $1.50 before it's all over with, Allison. And who said it was going to rain anyway, huh? It's terrific out here. And as we look to where the clouds are coming from, the southeast, there's a lot of sunshine out that way. So we should be in for a great morning here in Grant Park.
We're talking about an incredible sea of red and black out here this morning. The lucky fans are sitting right up front. Well, they'll get a good look at all of the Bulls as they come on stage. And I understand that the first guy here is a guy named Tom Baer, who came here at 6 a.m. every morning for like the past week to make sure that he was right up front. But that's the kind of loyalty we have in Chicago.
I should put him on Mayor Daley's security detail. Like those guys were working every day for about a week trying to get ready for the party that really didn't turn out to be so bad the other night when the Bulls finally clinched. The band shells behind us on the other side of us, just a sea of people who couldn't get in to get a seat, but they're all back there. There's some big screen TVs back in the back for them to see, so everybody's going to be a part of this one way or the other, and it really should be a terrific morning.
Just to give you an idea of what's coming up this morning, we have the super fans, the Dancing Rodmans. I've never seen the Dancing Rodmans. I can't wait to see them. Lovables, of course. Benny the Bull, my favorite bull, of course. And then Johnny Red Kerr will do the introductions, introduce the team, and the players will get a chance to speak, and, of course, the coach. So it'll be a great program.
That's right. Scheduled to start at about 10:45 and run to about 11:30. You'll see every bit of it this morning right here on WGN. And right now we'll send it back to the studio and see you guys in a few minutes.
All right, Allison and Dan, quick question for you. How does this compare to other years? I know you've been out there doing other championship rallies. What does this look like in comparison? Okay, we are still having audio problems. We'll ask them that later on. I'm curious, though, because it's so huge. I mean, it looks great. Well, as Allison told you, she gave you somewhat of a recap of the big day ahead. Let's take another look. The official Grant Park program begins about 10:45 with lots of entertainment, including the Bulls brothers, the Dancing Rodmans, and the Lovables. And then we welcome the champions. Red Kerr and Ray Clay will introduce the Bulls. Jerry Reinsdorf, Phil Jackson, and, of course, the assistant coaches. And we are expecting to hear from Phil Jackson, Michael Jordan, and all of the other members of the team as well.
And the crowd is growing and growing, and the thought of champions are on everyone's mind, and they'll be there soon.
That's right. Roseanne is in the midst of the crowd, and let's say hello to her once again. Hi, Roseanne.
Well, we have just got some great fans around us today. We're just surrounded. They've all got the colors on, a lot of sign language going on, special signs and artwork that the fans have even painted and brought down here. So let's talk with some of them, see where they've come from today. Where are you from?
I'm from Wheeling.
Wheeling. You drove in. Who do you want to see the most?
Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman, is that right? So you have you didn't dye your hair green, though.
Oh, not yet, not yet.
So I have another fan here I talked to earlier. Sir, why don't you look this way? Look over here at me. How long have you been going to Bulls games?
has been a Bull Ball Club.
I noticed you have your cigars out today.
Yes.
Why is that?
Never without them.
Never without them?
No.
You were telling me earlier why it was that you braved this heat and these incredible crowds. Why was that?
Well, we don't know when or if this will ever happen again, so I wouldn't want to miss it.
Well, you're part of history today. Okay, thanks. Let's see, how about over here? Where? Braidwood? So who do you want to see the most? What? Who do you want to see the most? Dennis Rodman. I tell you, Rodmania, to be sure. And I should point out that not only are the fans acting crazy, so are like all of the media people. We've got some people from Sam's 106. They're all dressed, decked out in their red and black, the Chicago Bulls finest. And we're really looking forward to a good afternoon. As we mentioned before, the weather is really wonderful, and it should be a great party. Let's toss it back to the studio now.
All right, thank you, Roseanne.
Let's check in with Rich King. Rich?
Rich is at a different area.
There he is.
There
Hey,
he is.
Rich.
Hi.
Well, we're up here at the pit area of Grant Park, of course. The Bulls are about to come here and join the rest of the crowd for the big celebration. Moments away now. Of course, it's a good time to reflect and look back on the Chicago Bulls' amazing success. You know, the best team of all time in the NBA. 72 victories. You might recall it all began, as usual, with number 23. The seed for this most amazing of seasons was sown well before the plant blossomed. That seed was Michael Jordan. He returned to the game he loved in the spring of 1995 and brought along with him the usual excitement.
Yes! I did it again! He is now back!
The plant became fully developed in the regular season of 1995 and 96. Along with the return of Jordan, the Bulls added longtime NBA villain Dennis Rodman, who rather quickly reversed roles here in Chicago. Dennis the Demon became Dennis the Darling.
I guess I can be the enforcer, even though I'm not the biggest guy on the team.
The Bulls rattled off an amazing 23 wins in their first 25 games, and it became apparent this team had a shot to be the greatest of all time. Scottie Pippen teaming with Jordan to give the Bulls 2 NBA superstars, and the supporting cast members filled in their roles perfectly. On the night of Tuesday, April 16th, the Bulls did in fact become the greatest team of all time.
There it is. 70 has become a reality for the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, it is hard to believe. I mean, it's been a great and special regular season, but, you know, we're glad it's over.
Get some rest.
Yeah.
The Bulls would wind up the regular season with 72 wins, then breeze through the playoffs. Miami was first in 3. Then a bruising series against the Knicks that lasted 5 games. An injured Orlando team bit the dust in 4. And the Bulls then took care of Seattle to win their 4th championship in the Michael Jordan era.
This goes right up there to having my kids. My kids are the most important things to me, my wife, my family. But next to them, this is going to mean a lot to me because of what it symbolizes, which is my father on Father's Day. It means it means a big deal to me.
And so a great season for the Chicago Bulls. Of course, now we have to see if Michael Jordan returns, and also Phil Jackson and Dennis Rodman. Word is they all 3 will return, so we'll hope to have another one of these next year. Let's pan a little bit over here and see the media contingent gathered here for this big ceremony. The place I mentioned is packed with media. The Bulls about to arrive here shortly. Of course, complete coverage coming up. The stage is set. The celebration about to begin. And the best of all, the sunshine is now out here at Grant Park.
It all starts with you, Rich.
That's right, just in time. Thanks, Rich. And we'll have to check in with Tom Skilling a little bit later to see if the showers are going to hold off. But right now, if you haven't headed to Grant Park and you want to go, you're probably wondering what the drive is going to be like.
Right, a busy morning for Robin Baumgarten. Good morning, Robin.
Good morning,
Again.
Larry and Sonia. You might be surprised, a sunny forecast if you're trying to make a late dash for Grant Park. Surprisingly, traffic moving well through that ongoing roadwork zone on Lakeshore Drive, anywhere between 31st and Balboa. Let me show you on the map your best alternate, though, if you're planning on leaving or running in late. Right now, all of this stretch right here is moving well. No delays on Lakeshore Drive. Of course, that could change any minute as soon as all of the pedestrians spill out onto the drive. So your best bet is to use Michigan Avenue here as your alternate if you'd like. There are still some spaces in the Monroe Underground garage, and there's also an entrance off of Randolph and off of Congress right near Michigan Avenue if you'd you'd like to park late. Of course, public transportation the best way to go, but you can also use this Dan Ryan, avoid the mess, and also Halstead or Ashland will work for you in either direction, a little bit further west of the Ryan. And that's how things are looking right now. I'll keep you updated and let you know if things get any worse in Grant Park. But so far, it looks like just pedestrians, people avoiding their cars. Good news. Larry, Sonia?
All right, Robin.
All right. Sorry, Robin, we have producers in our ear. Robin, just in terms of traffic around the area, does this compare to, like, I guess, say, Taste of Chicago and all of the other different festivals we have during the summer?
All of those, I think, because they're on the weekend, are typically a lot worse. Usually you'll see gridlock traffic all day long because of the nice weather and the weekend, you know, with everything being on the weekend through Grant Park. This is surprising to me that we don't have any late dashing cars through Grant Park. I guess a lot of people had to work.
Or maybe they took your advice and took public transportation.
That's it. That must be it.
Because you give such good advice in the morning.
Well, if you're selling the Tribune down at Grant Park, you're making a mint. But if you haven't seen the paper yet, the Tribune has a special playoff section. You can take a look at it here. That is just amazing. It just capsulizes backgrounds of all the players, statistics, everything you want to know,
right,
and kind of the storyline of the whole season. It's really something to hold on to.
And the Sun-Times as well, they have a whole collector's edition. Of course, they took a shot of all the different games that we've gone through this season, especially during the playoffs. And they also have a special section inside where they take all of the game articles from each day. So some really nice photographs, definite collector's item if you're a big Bulls fan.
That's right. And if you want to check out the Bulls online, we have live minute-by-minute internet coverage of the rally on our WGN website. And here's the address, http://www.wgntv.com.
Lots more ahead as the crowd continues to pour into Grant Park for the big celebration. But first, we're going to check in with Tom and find out if the weather's going to hold out for the big rally. Hi, Tom.
Hi, Sonia. Hi, Larry. Yes, I think it's going to, but it'll be close. We've got some showers forming quickly 50 miles west of the city, but we hope they'll stay out of here. We'll be back with that forecast in just a moment. Stay with us.
And the first time in the history of the NBA that one player has won the regular season most valuable player, all-star most valuable player, and NBA Finals. A tremendous accomplishment by Michael Jordan.
And now, the questions in terms of contract signing involving Phil Jackson, Michael Jordan, Dennis Rodman, on the other side of the ledger, George Karl of the Seattle Sonics. We will have...
Mom, are they ready yet? I'm still working on it.
Rice Krispies treats are so easy to make, they take no time at all.
These things take time.
But they taste so good, your family will think you slaved over them all afternoon. And if that's what they think, well, what they don't know won't hurt them. Rice Krispies treats.
Snap, crackle, pop, Kellogg's Rice Krispies.
Try new Kellogg's All-American Rice Krispies.
When a child is born with cerebral palsy or other health problems, it may not just be an accident. It may be medical negligence. If you have questions about the cause of your child's disability, call Balkin & Doran at 1-800-INJURED. The call and advice are free and confidential. And if there's no recovery, you pay no fee. At Balkin & Doran, we take these matters personally. Call us, Balkin & Doran, a name you know, lawyers you can trust. 1-800-INJURED.
Many try, but few ever reach the top. Those who do leave their mark, the unmistakable mark of quality. It's time you reach for the mark, the higher standards of these quality check dairies. Why? Because our higher standards simply mean fresh taste.
One loan, one payment each month, and nothing more.
Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
If you're like most homeowners, you're paying a mortgage, several credit cards, and an auto loan each month. That's why the Money Store introduced the combo loan. With a combo loan from the Money Store, you can refinance your mortgage and consolidate your bills. You'll have one loan, one payment, and write just one check each month.
Plus, the interest can be tax deductible.
One loan, one payment with a combo loan from the Money Store. Call 1-800-LOAN-YES.
Well, I knew it would happen, Tom. As soon as Rich King got out there, I knew the sun would shine.
You know, isn't it the truth? Do you think the powers that be are looking down on us with good graces? You ought to see the hole in the satellite picture right over us. We're in great shape, I think, for the rally. Yeah, some stuff brewing. Probably the only fly in the ointment may be the mud underfoot out there, and there no doubt will be a fair amount of that. I'm sure our crews will be telling us about that. And the reason why is because it's rain. We've had about an inch and a half of rain in the last 24 hours, but let's look at that satellite right now, give you an idea what the next hour or two holds. Look at that. See the little hole right there? There was a big thunderstorm that went through Deerfield, and these clouds are starting to rain out to the west of us now. There's that Deerfield and Lake County cell, and see these little things out here? Tell you what, let's blow this up a little bit. You'll see the cell tracking to the north about an hour and a half ago. And here are these little things out here in DeKalb County heading toward King County, but they're a couple hours away. They'll blow up, though, for sure this afternoon, but after the rally. 76 degrees right now. The humidity is 85%, so it's a warm summer day out there in the Chicago area. This is the kind of day you want for a rally. But look at this. This is a sign that this afternoon things are going to get cooking because all the air is converging on the Midwest. That makes this a trouble zone, and we do expect some big thunderstorms to blow up after the rally. These could be heavy rain producers where they occur, and haven't we been there before? This whole area of the country in green is in that humid tropical air. And again, that's great outdoors weather. It'll produce...
Sticking their feet in the mud. Looking for mud packs, I guess. But, you know, about an hour ago, this whole area was empty. I really was wondering if the fans were going to come out, but now, as you can see, it is filled. Now, this is a very good position right here. You would think way in the back you wouldn't be able to see anything. Well, take a look over here. We have got the Jumbotron. So basically, we have a front seat view of what's going to happen on stage because of the Jumbotron. And look over there a little bit. We see you, Allison and Dan, amongst the crowd. So I'm quite happy being right there in the back, and I think all the fans are because, again, they get to look at the Jumbotron and get to see when the Bulls come on stage without having to jump over one. But got to be real careful. I'm on cement. There's the mud. We're not far away. There we go. There's some more bread sold. Let me introduce you to a couple of crazy fans. Oh, put your hat on. Oh, her hat. The balloon popped. We got another one. What grade are you in? Ninth grade. Who's your favorite player? Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan. Who's your favorite player? Rodman. Rodman, of course. Okay, one other crazy fan. Gee, this isn't an advertisement, is it?
No, it's a lifestyle. Play hard and sweat it out, and you become winners just like the Bulls.
What is your name?
Oh, the Guru, Jackie-san. Pleasure to sweat it out with you, one of the sexiest people in Chicago. Sweat it out.
Ah, yes, but he said he's going to use this as an umbrella. So far, we haven't needed it yet. There we go. All right. Here we are in Mudville, USA. Back to you.
You don't think he works for Gatorade, do you?
Not at all.
No.
Thanks, Jackie. Or maybe we should call her Jackie Son since he's renamed her. We'll be right back in just a few minutes. More coverage of the Bulls' victory party at Grant Park.
Time after time, I've done my sentence, but committed no crime. And bad mistakes, I've made a few. I've had my shadows and kicks in my bed, but I've come through. Keep going. We are the champions, my friend.
They destroy your home from within. Termites. You need the exterminator, the Orkin Man. He stops termites and makes sure they never return. Guaranteed. Call him day or night at 1-800-800-ORKIN.
The Bulls are world champs again, and that means a party in the park. Where should you be to catch every minute of fun? Right here on WGN. All season long, Chicago's Bull Station. Live.
Those are the pockets that you see there. People obviously decided they're not going to stand in the mud. They're standing a little bit further back, but...
Thank goodness for the Jumbotron.
No kidding. They will need the big screen because I bet the view at the end of the park just isn't quite that good.
Right.
But you have a nice seat if you're right in front of your TV because we're going to bring you all the action right here.
That's right.
Expectations have been pretty high for this Bulls team from the beginning of the season. Quite a bit of emotion, I noticed, when the game buzzer sounded on Sunday.
Right, nice to see them all smiling for a change. And that inspiration came from someone in the locker room before the game, someone who was hardly a crowd favorite last year.
There was ballet and brutality. But there was an unlikely hero of Game 6. Despite sore knees, Ron Harper insisted on starting. Playing with pain, he hurt the Sonics with 3-pointers and tough defense. In the end, his teammates called him the spark that ignited the Bulls to clinch their 4th NBA title.
This is what kids dream about.
Got to give credit to Seattle. They held us off a couple games and made us earn this victory, and it was sweet because of that.
As sweet as a Rodman worm pop. Despite the anticipation all season, the Bulls always maintain their game faces. But in the end, their smiles said more than any soundbite.
We're in the final seconds. The Chicago Bulls have won.
As time expires, a dream is fulfilled, especially for Michael Jordan. For him, it closes a chapter of NBA history. And on Father's Day, it concludes a chapter of his own personal life.
I can't even put it in words. On Father's Day, what it means to me. I know he's watching. To my wife, to my kids, to my mother, my brothers and sisters. This is my daddy. I'm very happy for him.
Jordan and Pippen will soon sport their 4th rings. Some of the supporting cast looks forward to their 1st.
Get on this finger right here. I got 4 more, 5 more.
You can never have enough rings, and although there aren't enough to go around for all these folks, they're not forgotten.
I think our crowd today really made a difference for us. They really gave us the lift that we needed.
Now all they need is a snappy slogan for next season that includes the number 5.
Who wants to go through this again? Anybody want to raise their hand?
We don't have to do all the work. It was interesting. This morning, Michael's mom was on the show, and she talked about just really the relief in that she didn't think they could have lived it down if they hadn't won. So she seemed emotionally drained, and she hadn't been out there playing.
Right. Because she feels she's emotionally involved with every basket that's scored. She's out there watching. She says she's tired, too.
Yeah, that's really tense. So.
Well, speaking of Mrs. Jordan, her son is going to get that MVP award, but I guess that ceremony's been delayed, so we will be checking in on that and bring it to you when it's happening.
We sure will. More from Grant Park ahead as the official program is just about to kick off. We're about 5 minutes away. Stay with us.
One phone call can change your life. One call, and you'll have a Health Rider, the exercise machine that started a fitness revolution. The Health Rider will be delivered to your door fully assembled, so you can try it in your own home for 30 days. In just those 30 days with the Health Rider, you'll find that you'll look and feel better. Your clothes will fit better. You'll even sleep better. That's because the Health Rider gently stretches and tones every major muscle group in your body at the same time. So in just minutes a day, you get a full body workout. You won't believe what a difference that can make to your life. You'll have more energy, you'll lose weight, you'll build muscle. And if all that doesn't happen, just send the Health Rider back for a full refund. But it will happen. It will surely happen. So call us for information. Now is the time to feel good about yourself. To get off the diet merry-go-round and lose those pounds and inches. Call us now. The call is free. The trial is free. One phone call can change your life.
Hi, I'm Linda Carter, and I'm here to tell you why ordering your contact lenses direct from Lens Express is such a great idea.
We're America's largest contact lens replacement service. Call now for a free catalog and save up to 50% by ordering direct from Lens Express.
And I get the exact lenses my doctor prescribed or my money back. Now that's what I call service. I couldn't do without Lens Express.
Call this number now for a free Lens Express catalog.
Come on, be a friend. You know me. I can't even change a light bulb. I have 8 different wires. Oh, wait, there's a pink one, too. You know, the colors are so nice. I know I called 40 times, but I got this really weird hum. I plugged all the stuff. Look, it's not doing anything. I don't think it likes me. What are friends for if not to help assemble stuff?
With friends and family, you save on every call. And with MCI Proof of Savings, you know you always save because we put it in writing.
Lucky for me, I have friends family, real savings, real simple.
All right, everyone, it's almost time. You can almost feel the excitement. For Bulls fans, I'm sure it hasn't been at this pitch since the buzzer sounded on Sunday. But the crowd anxiously awaits the team, and that's your view from Chopper 9 right now. And we understand the bus is still in transit from the Berto Center.
Almost there, and the MVP award ceremony has not gotten underway, but we'll bring that to you when it happens. But right now, we're going to go to Allison, Dan, and...
Wayne Larrabee is
Wayne will be there a little bit later, I guess.
That's right, he sure is. So let's toss it out to those guys. Hi.
Hey, Sonia, Larry, thank you very much, and welcome again to Grant Park here in Chicago. Allison Payne, hundreds of thousands of people now. I think we may get close to 200,000 before it's over with. Grant Park filling up. Wayne Larrabee with us, too. And as you know, Wayne didn't get to do the playoff game, WGN, just regular season stuff. So this is the makeup game for you, pal.
It's a pleasure to be here with both you and Allison.
Tell you what, I told Dan, it's always great to work with him, but especially under these circumstances. The fans with all kinds of signs today, but the one that really got my attention, the one that said Dennis Rodman for president.
I don't know if I'd go quite that far. We may have to wait till the year 2000 for that campaign anyway. Right now, we want to take a quick spin around the old ballpark here and show you exactly where you'll be watching all the coverage from this morning on WGN. We'll start with the center field camera. This is the one right in the middle of the action that'll be bringing you all the stage ceremonies that'll be going on, the player interviews and everything else. So keep an eye on that one. We also have a camera stationed right next to us. This is our point of view, just kinked a little bit to the southeast from the band shell itself. And you know we're going to get a lot closer than that before the morning's over with. We are also stationed right down in the camera pit, right in front of the stage. And boy, those people who've been there for some of them for more than a day now have the greatest view of everything that's going on down front. And for a different angle of the band shell, this is our backstage camera. That's the door through which the Bulls will walk and make this short stroll through the crowd. Steve Shanwall of the Bulls already here, and then out into the daylight and to a thunderous ovation, no question, from the crowd that, as we said, has been gathering since, well, for a couple of days now, and they're ready to rock. We also have this camera angle for you this morning, the helicopter shot, and as you can see, the chopper now just to the west of Grant Park and really filling in nicely. The seating area there in the right-hand portion of the screen, and then a camera mounted right on top of the band shell itself. This is the Bulls' perspective of what's going on this morning. Absolutely terrific, and we're certainly looking forward to it. It should all begin in just about 15 minutes or so. Well, you've met all of us. Now let's meet the rest of our crew out in the field, our rookies of the year this year on WGN Sports. Bill Weir and Terry Armour right now. Take it away, boys.
That's right, Dan. We are the last line of defense between the Bulls and a lot of love in this room. We're down in the pits. We're going to be talking about the season, our Bulls Insider on Bullseye all year. I guess this is the culmination of a lot of hard work at both ends.
Yeah, you know, I'm standing here, and I never thought I'd get to this point of the season, and hopefully after the rally is over, I'll be off sometime in August.
Well, we're going to talk about contract situations, all that sort of thing coming up. Insider information already. They tell me Dennis Rodman, or Terry found out that Dennis Rodman will be carrying Magical Trophy number 4. Until then, we'll send it over to the fan reporter, Roseanne Tez.
That's right, and I have the perfect spot for it. I'm right in center field. That camera that you mentioned with the wonderful shot of the podium, we're here. We're surrounded by a lot of great fans who have been here when it was raining this morning, and they stayed and they waited, and now the sun is shining, and we're just ready for this celebration to begin. So we'll be checking back with you a little bit later and talking about
It's been a season-long celebration of basketball excellence here in Chicago, and today the city gets its chance to honor the 4-time world champion. Good morning again, everybody, along with Allison Payne and Wayne Larrabee, Dan Rowan here at Grant Park in Chicago. Welcome to WGN's coverage of the celebration honoring the Bulls' 4th World Championship this year. And Allison Payne, what do we have in store for us today?
Got a great program today. You know, we're going to see the Dancing Rodmans. I've always wanted to
Wayne, I know you love those.
Oh, absolutely.
I guess we're going to see a lot of different hair colors there. The Lovables, of course, Benny the Bull. We'll hear from Michelle Bell from Showboat. She'll sing the national anthem. And then, of course, Johnny Red Kerr, our favorite on WGN. He will make the introductions of all of the players and the coaches, and we'll hear from some of the players. So it's really going to be a great program. It's going to be worth the wait for all of these people here today.
And, of course, this is just the tip-off of WGN Sports Day. We've got the Bulls rally beginning in just a few minutes, officially anyway, and then a double dip. The Cubs and Dodgers will make up the rain out from last night and then play the regular game at 12:30, followed by the White Sox and Angels tonight at 9. We've got a busy day on Channel 9, and this is the hardest.
Allison off?
She's got the 8 to 9 slot tonight.
Oh, okay.
This is the hardest working man in show business today. He's got the doubleheader right after the rally.
Yeah, we've got a doubleheader thanks to last night's rain out, but that'll be fun up at Wrigley Field, and then the White Sox to cap off the day. Following WGN News, I'm sure, this evening, right?
You know, it's just such an incredible season when I think about it. 72-10. And I'm just wondering the thoughts from both of you. I mean, did both of you think that we'd make it to this point?
You know, I don't want to sound like a braggart or anything, but I was called at home by a Toronto sports talk station the day Rodman was sent to Chicago. And I told them, I said, you know, this team has a chance to win 70 games. When I thought about that comment a couple of minutes after I made it, I wasn't so sure it was the right thing to say, but 72 victories. And then when you throw in the playoffs, Wayne, 87 out of 100 they've won, and it's absolutely phenomenal.
It really is, and obviously they have to be considered one of the great teams of all time, if not the greatest team of all time. The thing about it is, what was amazing to me was how quickly this team came together. We all felt it would take till about February before they really hit stride, but this team seemed to, at least on the floor, have a chemistry about it almost as early as November, and they were able to get through any kind of a number of little situations, melding new people into the mix, which is not easy for the Bulls. They run a very set offensive and defensive system, so they were able to put things together and put things together quickly. But I think the most amazing thing to me was the way the personalities converged together. Jordan, Pippen, Rodman. You've got three very distinct and different people who have been on opposite ends of the spectrum. Each one of them at one time or another in their careers, they came together with one common purpose, and it was from the word go.
Well, I think Michael Jordan even called it a fluke, the way that this team gelled, you know, the way it did. And Scottie Pippen even said it was difficult. It was rocky getting used to Dennis Rodman and his style, but it certainly worked for them this year.
Yeah, Rodman was the real wild card in the whole deal. Dennis, of course, was injured early in the season, too, and that made his acceptance into the group all the more difficult. But the transition was made, and we all know what happened. And right now, let's take a look back at some of the special moments from the regular season, 1995-96.
Scotty comes over to double team.
Two guys blocked it. Smith right there. The Bulls will drop their second on the road.
Ewing's pass picked off by Kukoc, and here is Jordan.
Scotty with Michael and Tony. The true dream team in Chicago throws down.
Just for the hesitation. Back to Rodman. There's a three. Oh, nice pass. Dennis.
Again, Michael made a mistake in the beating.
That may be one of my all-time favorites. Pippen takes it off the dribble, dishes back out to Harper, who's hit two of these. Would you believe this?
Pippen from way outside.
Magic comes across the post up with Rodman on him. Magic loves the hook. Kareem caught it to him.
Edwards back at the rebound to Kerr, the lead for Scottie Pippen. A pirouette, yes, and a foul! What a play, what a shot! Ellis, let's go.
It's the dagger. quick recap of the regular season. What a regular season it was. And right now, let's go up to the bandshell podium where Mayor's Director of Special Events, Jim Sheehan, is standing by. He was speaking for a moment. I guess whatever he had to say is finished. But there are good friends, the super fans, back in Chicago again.
And they'll get this crowd worked up as if it needed that, huh?
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the last time the boys were in town, and the slogan was minimum 8 feet, my friend.
Wait, they're dressed like Dennis Rodman.
Oh, you
Look
think
at that.
This is a different look for the super fans from 3 years ago.
Let's listen in.
We're back.
Welcome back, my friend, to the show that never ends.
Sidekick.
All right, let's clear a couple of things up here. There's been a lot of nonsense about the Bulls being the greatest basketball team of all time.
Please. Now, hold on. We all know that is absolute crap, okay? The Bulls are the greatest sports team of all time.
The Bulls are the greatest assemblage of 12 men anywhere of all time.
That's right. They kicked the last supper's booty, my friend.
All right. Now we have a special message for the so-called Olympic Committee in Atlanta.
Yeah. You may as well hold the Olympics in Chicago because the Dream Team plays on Madison Avenue right here.
Go, girl. Who are the better teams? Who are the better teams? The 72 Lakers? Come on. What, the 87 Celtics with what, Bill Walton? Come on.
Jordan and Bugs Bunny could have beat those guys.
The only team that could have given us trouble, the only team is the 1985 Chicago Bears.
The fridge would have just sat on Pippen.
It would have gone 7 games, my friend. All right, hey, what? You guys, you can't get past our look? Get you with it, my friend. You like the look? Who likes it?
We are just comfortable with our sexuality, my friend.
Look, what we're trying to show here, it just shows that we can wear the occasional sequined halter top. We can wear the occasional nightie, and we can still kick New York's ass.
I've never heard it put better, Wayne. Not at all. My goodness.
Our feminine side, you know what I mean? Everybody has one, right?
Except for Dick Duggar.
Except for the coach, right. New York sucks.
Isn't it amazing how this community, this city embraced Rodman from the word go from the first preseason game in October into the United Center?
Crazy about Rodman.
Stick in their crack piping. Now, I've thought about kissing men many times.
Of course, we've all thought about kissing men. I kissed the Bull.
Yeah, well, I'd slip Jordan the tongue.
It's all here. It's all in this book. It's all in this book, my friend. Oh, my. That boy is fine.
Go, girl, yeah. All right, now, our final point. A few years ago, we guaranteed what we called a minimum 8 piece.
There it is. Okay.
is approaching Grant Park, so we may be pretty close to on time this morning.
They all met at the Berto Center this morning and headed on down here. Is that it? That's
All but Michael. We'll talk more about him in a minute.
You know what I'm saying? So bear with me on tape sheet, okay? Because let's imagine that Michael would have played, okay? That's 1994 championship right there, okay?
Right. And then you know what? With Horace Benedict Arnold Grant, he would have never left for Penny. But that's 1995.
He never would have left, that loser. But now, so then you take 94, 95, and you pop on this year's team, and you realize, my friends, that what we are experiencing is a virtual six-piece, my friend. Get in there. There's one for every championship.
There, the bus is making their way. That looks like Michigan Avenue, so they're getting closer now. And that may be, I believe that's where they're going to let them out. They'll make their way over to the stage from there, it appears. Matter of fact, there they are, coming off the bus right now.
Bill Whittington.
So Luke Longley, Judd Bushler in there.
Where did he get that hat? He took it right off Rodman's head, didn't he?
Right out of his closet. I say we give Jerry a chance. He's innocent till proven cheat. Okay? Give him a chance. Jerry, we're going to help you out with Michael. Here we go, okay? Here's this bucket. We got it from church. You're going to pass it around, all right? There's what, 100,000 people or so here? Yeah. Okay? Everybody put in a 20, and that'll cover November for Michael.
There's Dennis Rodman.
That is
George Wentz hat.
He wants us to put up $20 a piece to keep Jordan.
Well, let's put in 50 apiece then. What do you think? We need this guy. We don't want him playing baseball again. There's Benny the Bull.
We're going to take it to the playoffs one more time.
This is great stuff.
Imagine Michael would have played.
Assume that Horace would have stayed.
At 2 + 4, and in the end, that's a virtual six-piece, my friend.
Miami, here we go.
Oh, I wanted 15 million before the Bulls. That was my warning. Now I'll gladly pay for subway fare. How you doing? I'm Alonzo Mourning.
All right, next series, here we go. Oh, we beat the Bulls in overtime. Of course, it was
fans. A little made over, but nonetheless, right on target, aren't they?
How can they not throw those feather boas out into the crowd? What a letdown for the people up front.
The Bulls brothers.
Well, the Bulls brothers are coming out, but as you well know, one of them incurred a serious accident at the end of the regular season. Or was that in the playoffs?
That was in the playoffs right before the finals, game 1, yeah.
But he had to be here today.
Well, he was practicing his slam dunk, but and I guess missed his landing pad.
You know, for the record, we saw what the super fans were wearing, and I'm quoting now from the Tribune. This is what Dennis had on last night at his party at Excalibur. A faux leopard skin safari hat, a double strand of pearls, a billowy half-cut white blouse, a see-through silk shirt with a floral print, a studded belt, and a black silk scarf with blue jeans.
What was he doing in my closet, man? Where are my pearls?
You know, I'm going to suggest that Steve, Harry, and I dress in drag for such games, at least the day games, you know?
If you could get Harry Terry to do that.
Yeah, we saw Luke Longley and Bill Wennington and some of the other players. And Wayne, as you know, you can't really experience this until you get out there in front of these people. And when Wennington and Longley and the guys who haven't seen this before jump out there on that stage, they are going to be overwhelmed by what's in front of them.
And knowing Wennington and Kerr as well as I do, they're going to soak it up and love it. I mean, this is just going to be a huge thrill for them, as the championship itself was the other night.
Let's see, Kerr is a great guy.
He sure is. They all are, really. They're just a wonderful mix of individuals. It really is, the Bulls team. These are some of the acts that, of course, those of you that are able to go to Chicago Stadium and now the United Center see often.
Right from the Jay Leno show, when he was in here in Chicago, a new group, the Dancing Rodmen.
Yes.
Okay, Wayne, get ready.
Here we go. We don't see this at the United Center. We see the original, but not the dancing.
Need the music.
There they are.
Oh, my goodness.
Guess they're waiting for a dramatic moment. Benny the Bull getting the crowd into a chant of Rodman, Rodman. There they go.
Y'all ready for this?
You know what I love, Dan? All this for a former Piston. I had to say it.
You did, and I knew
what Dennis was doing right before the headbutt on Ted Bernhardt?
Something like that, yeah. Matter of fact, he was. I'm sure that's why they've incorporated it into their act. I saw the Lovables try to do this at the United Center a few weeks ago when they had the multicolored wigs and everything else. They did a great job of dancing this, but these guys, of course, fit the mold.
They're very current, aren't they?
Yes.
You know, the one thing that was fun to watch all season is the incredible bench the Bulls have. Starting with Tony Kukoc, Steve Kerr, Randy Brown. All those guys making a great contribution.
Well, you know, Allison, they were pieces put together, as Jerry Reinsdorf aptly pointed out the other night, just pieces put together from different organizations and not all wanted in other organizations as well.
Here for the Dancing Rodman. Now, ladies and gentlemen, people that you have seen at every Bulls game, the greatest cheerleaders in the world, the Lovables.
Team has one promotional idea that really goes over in their arena, and they're encouraged to share that with other teams. So as you make your way around the league, it's all the same.
Exactly. I remember when we went to Phoenix 3 years ago for the finals, a lot of our people were kind of upset that they had the same theme music for the introduction to their lineup.
They put on
sent to us, and this is the one that the organization embraced and has promoted somewhat. They love this one, and they played this during some of the playoff games at the United Center. You know, if that song sounded just the least bit familiar, the same people who wrote that one, I believe I'm correct about this, wrote the commercial for Gatorade, the Be Like Mike series. And there's a lot of similarity between those two.
Someone that you all know well, the voice of the Chicago Bulls, Mr. Johnny Red Kerr.
Here comes our man, Wayne.
That's right.
Johnny Red.
Favorite.
Okay, this is the fourth championship, but not the last. We want to get it started now. We're going to introduce the national anthem, which will be sung by Tony Award-nominated singer Michelle Bell from Showboat.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars
marvelous. And that Showboat is a, well, hit show that's been going on for months here in Chicago, hasn't it?
And that was Michelle Bell from Showboat. Beautiful.
A record-setting season, 72-10. 15 more in the playoffs. 87
won by this organization. Rodman for this year, Pippen, Jordan, and Phil Jackson.
Rodman carrying a trophy might indicate he might be back next year.
I wouldn't read too much into anything today. But those gentlemen most responsible. Rodman really the last link to making this a great team, the rebounder they needed and they didn't have last spring.
It's not easy to put together a team like this. And they don't have a distinction like this, but if they did, this guy would get Owner of the Year award, Jerry Reinsdorf.
You know, Jerry just can't win.
And a guy that did get an
How
award
could you
here,
boo that
the
guy?
Executive
I don't
of
know.
the Year,
I mean,
Vice
it's
President
amazing.
of Basketball Operations, Jerry Krause.
There were people who doubted this team. There were people who didn't think we could get it done, and it got done. There were people who said it was going to rain today on our parade, but if the sun is shining and it doesn't rain on our parade. I want to introduce to you some people who are very valuable and very important people in this organization. Our scouts, one of my assistants, Jim Stack, who did a tremendous job of scouting and has been doing it for the last 8 years. Jimmy. Clarence Gaines Jr., another one of my assistants, an outstanding scout. Clarence has been with us 7 years. Ivica Dukan, who is our head European scout and does a great job all over the world. He travels all over the world looking for players to help you people celebrate. 2 people in our office. My left arm, Karen Stack, who's been with us all these 11 years and is so important. Pam McGann, who is not here and who's one of our people in the office. And our medical staff. John Heffron is in surgery right now. Dr. Jeffrey Weinberg, our internist. And 2 other people who don't nearly get enough public acclaim and who do a tremendous job for us, our strength coaches, Al Vermeil and Eric Helen. Thank you.
You're going to hear from your heroes in a minute, but first, a guy that has coached these 4 championships, the
to Dennis Vama. I know you don't understand, but you gotta learn some Croatian language. I'm happy to be with you, to share these things with you. I love you all.
That was nice.
Short and sweet.
That was nice.
The waiter.
Every team needs a psychiatrist. How would you like to lie down on a couch with the worm? Dennis Rodman!
Look out.
Boy, deafening cheer from the crowd. This is great.
All right, I like you. All right, I'm... let me say one thing first. I like to, I got to get this out the way first because I promise this all year long. I like to really thank one individual on this team that has accepted me. He didn't have to, but he gave me warmth and the care and all in the world. I like to say thank you to Scottie Pippen, and I apologize for what happened 5 years ago. And I like to say thank you to all the people that's been a part of this organization for accepting me. And, you know, it's been a wild, fucking crazy ride.
Would you expect any other kind of response from Dennis Rodman? Wow.
Apparently that 7-second delay didn't kick in.
One of the most versatile athletes in the NBA, his fourth championship team, Scottie Pippen.
Scottie's got a great look today, doesn't he?
What's up with the overall?
That's Arkansas stuff right there.
There's not a whole lot that I have to say. I just want to thank the city of Chicago for helping us bring this championship home. And I know for a fact the next season we'll be back.
Sounds like he wants
But
to
I
be in
need
our
one
open
thing
next
to
year.
come back with me. In fact, I need three. I need Phil, Michael, and Dennis. We need them back.
They want to be together, Dan.
The Four Musketeers.
They want this team together. They're in it together. In cahoots.
In his last 4 complete seasons, he's won the NBA championship. This year, he won the most valuable player in the All-Star game, the regular season, and the NBA Finals. From MJ to MVP, Michael Jordan.
Thank you. Thank you. City of Chicago. I came in here in 1984. Snotty nose and didn't know nothing about a big city. Well, when I leave this city, when I leave this earth, there's one thing that I will know is that I've been in a city that truly loved me and I've loved them. One of the reasons I came back to the game of basketball, first of all, I'm sorry I had to leave, but I needed a vacation. But one of the reasons I came back is that I always wanted the city of Chicago to be
Mayor Daley doing the honors. These are the banners that hang from the standards along Michigan Avenue, I believe. And each player and coach and other people in the organization all receiving one of these. That's a great memento. It's been a busy day for Michael Jordan, huh, Allison? He came here directly from the Fairmont Hotel where he received the NBA Finals Most Valuable Player. So clear another little spot on that trophy case for MJ today.
He won it all this year. But it's so great for all these fans to get a chance to see the guys up close, pretty much, and hear from them. And it's hard to get a seat in the United Center.
Well, it's hard to say that you're bonding with 150,000 or more people, but in fact, that's what happens each year when they do this rally.
So that's why Michael Jordan came separately.
Yeah, he was busy getting his award.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Dan. Michael Jordan, most valuable player of the series in each of the Bulls title runs.
In the NBA Finals, I believe he was.
I believe he was in the NBA Finals, yes.
The last time they won the championship, it was Charles Barkley who won the MVP award for the season.
Yes,
for the Phoenix Suns, but Michael
got it for the
one-upped him in the championship.
Exactly. And, you know, kind of appropriate. I don't know how many people realize this, but if you were to talk to any of Scottie Pippen's teammates over the years, they will tell you that he is the best of teammates that you could possibly have, more so than any other player. And I think the statement made by Dennis Rodman here very significant. And I think Scottie Pippen's commitment to teammate, I mean, you know, being able to bury the hatchet with Rodman was very significant. It was subtle, it was quiet, it was behind the scenes. It happened in November, but the fact that it happened may very well have led to us being here this morning. He is a great teammate, and even when he went through that 1.8-second thing and against the Knicks 2 years ago, 3 years ago now in the playoffs, even when that happened, his teammates, once they straightened that out in the locker room, minutes after that ball game against the Knicks, everything was cool again, and Scottie Pippen continued to be a great teammate within the team. And that's something people don't understand or realize. Scottie gets a lot of bad raps for things that happen on and off the court, but he is a wonderful teammate, and he is so much a big part of the chemistry the Bulls have had over the years.
And he's done a lot of work on his image, on his public image the last year. Hired a PR firm and has spent a lot of time with different charities, so his image is really, I think, starting to turn around.
I think publicly you're right, Allison, but those of us that knew him and those of us, you know, that were around the team quite a bit, always knew that he had a tremendous amount of respect and love within the body of the team.
Well, this relationship between Scottie and Dennis took a while to evolve this year. I think at the beginning of the year, he just as soon as buried the hatchet in Dennis's head. Yeah, and buried it into the ground. But, you know, Rodman, in his own way, kind of cultivated that.
Well, yeah. I think you're right to an extent, Dan, but if Scottie did not allow for the burying of the hatchet to take place, regardless of where it was going to be, then I think this team would have had some problems gelling together. But, you know, I saw very early in November, at least on the floor, Dan, I think off the floor it may have taken more time, but on the floor, which is most important, they did have somewhat of a chemistry about them. I saw that after the first few preseason games and the first couple of regular season games. These two guys had, at least on the floor, come together, which is most important. And then, of course, as you mentioned, off the floor, yeah, I mean, maybe for a month or two he wanted to bury it in his head.
I read Phil Jackson's book, Sacred Hoops, and a large part of that book is devoted towards how they got past the Pistons. The Pistons were a major obstacle for the Bulls. So really, for them to embrace three Pistons on this team, get on with it and go for this championship accomplishment, it's great.
It's pretty ironic when you think about it, Allison, and the other aspect of it is that, you know, when you get to this level, so much of it is mental, and for a while it did take that mental hurdle over the Pistons.
Bill Weir standing by up on the stage, guys. Let's check in with him. Bill?
Barry Armour, our Bulls insider, has joined us and has signed a disclaimer, promises to not use any four-letter appreciative, much like our friend the Worm. How do you account for the embracing of Pippen up there?
I knew it was something that was building all year, and even when Scotty talked earlier this year about he'd never forgive Dennis, you could tell during the course of the year as they were winning, as they were starting to really get together on the court, that there was a mutual respect there. And you could see Scotty smiling every once in a while. You could tell Scotty really enjoyed having Dennis around.
How about the other guy sitting next to Michael Jordan, Jerry Reinsdorf? A lot of the future of whether or not we'll be back here this time next year rests in his hands. Some boos when he was introduced.
What surprised me the most, I won't even say surprised, but when Jerry Krause got an ovation, that's something that never happened at any of these rallies here. So that really shows that all of the burden right now is on Jerry Reinsdorf to try to sign these three guys. And I think Phil can be signed as soon as, like, within the next couple of weeks, because you want to get that out of the way. He can't do anything with Dennis and Michael until July 1st. But I know Dennis can be had for a lot less money than he's asked for. And I think Michael and Jerry Reinsdorf are going to sit down and talk, as Dan Rowe knows. He said that they're going to sit down and talk as friends, not do any negotiating. So I think they're going to get the thing done. I think the whole team will be intact next year.
Okay. Well, it's been a pleasure working with you on Bullseye this year.
Same here, Bill Weirdo.
It's a term of endearment, I swear. We'll send it back up to the podium.
Okay, Bill and Terry, thank you so very much. And Roseanne Teo is also part of the team out here this afternoon. She's standing by somewhere back in this mosh pit behind us. Roseanne?
Dan, I tell you what, the fans have been going strong this whole time, despite the crowds, despite the heat. They have been just riveted to the entire program. They howled at the super fans and the dancing Rodman, and they went absolutely wild when the Bulls came out. Let's talk to a couple of them. They've been camped out all day. I know this woman came prepared. What's with the red galoshas? Sorry, I can't even galoshas. What's with that? They're a true fashion statement. You knew you'd need those today, huh? So where'd you come from?
What? Peoria, Illinois.
Peoria. That's a long drive. Thanks for coming and joining the party. You know, I actually might have to cut that short because they can't hear me. They're having such a good time. But it's just a lot of fun out here. And the party continues. Toss it back to Dan and Allison.
All right, thanks very much, Dennis and Michael, and some of the players starting to skate out. But we are still here, and we'll stay for a few more minutes, returning to Grant Park with much more.
The way they handled Shaq, you know,
Right.
the matchups, if you looked at these teams, if you could take the 60s Celtics, the 72 Lakers in their prime, the one team that might have gave them problems, the 86 Celtics had a huge front line that all three were thoroughbreds. That would have been a very tough assignment, but it would have been a great series, and I'm confident the Bulls would have won that series. So I think it was the greatest team of all time for a single season. There's no doubt about that.
Well, it is Tuesday, June 18th, officially declared as WGN Sports Day. As well as what's happening out here in Grant Park. We have a doubleheader baseball coming up at 12:30. That's two games at Wrigley Field between the Cubs and Dodgers. And then after an 8 o'clock edition of WGN News, we follow that up with the White Sox and the Angels, live and in color from Anaheim. All that on WGN today, so we are...
Of course, you know, and then it delayed the rally, but...
It was supposed to happen at 10 o'clock?
At 10 o'clock. And we had heard at about 10:15 that Michael hadn't left his house yet. But he is there, Jordan, so he got there really fast.
No kidding. It was a much quieter place, too, where I was at least. It was one quick change act for Michael Jordan today. He had to stop at the Fairmont Hotel to accept the trophy, and Johnny Red Kerr was with him to MC that presentation. So the big rally couldn't get started until they both left the Fairmont. Michael was all smiles, though, walking up to the podium to accept his award. NBA Commissioner David Stern warmly greeted the league MVP. He then presented Michael with a trophy and a brand new car. This one, a Nissan Pathfinder, all part of scoring that Most Valuable Player award. For Michael, a familiar feeling. Remember, he already won the MVP for the regular season and the All-Star game. So how does this one feel?
From the team's success all season long was one of the reasons why you have individual accolades. When you win 72 games or you win championships or you have your coaching staff at the All-Star game because of the best record in the season, in half season rather, it nominates you for these types of awards. So
course, is no stranger to being MVP of the NBA Finals. He received it in 1991 for those finals, again in 1992, and then one more time in 1993. Michael was also asked about his contract with the Bulls. He said he'd have to have some sort of verbal agreement with Jerry Reinsdorf that Coach Phil Jackson would come back next year, too. Reinsdorf was at the ceremony, and he said when he has something to announce, he'll announce it, and that wasn't today. The other thing, Michael, of course, talked about dedicating this season to his dad, and he said his dad is probably looking down on him right now. Wanted to share that moment of accepting the trophy, and then he made a joke. He said, my dad would probably want to take this car for a spin.
Well, you know what? Reinsdorf, the announcement has to come pretty soon because draft day is coming up, and so they really don't have much time. I mean, you want to have whoever's going to be coaching there.
I believe Jordan's contract up at the end of the month.
Right.
It's already the 18th, so he's thinking about each day as well. Good.
All
Thanks,
right.
Joni.
Well, you're watching a special edition of WGN News at noon. We'll be back at Grant Park later in the show, and Tom Skilling will be up with the weather.
That's right, and we have to thank Tom because the rain did hold off.
What a guy.
We'll be right back.
See you, Tom.